All comes down to the Røkkr. The heartbreak or hero-like moment does get the read. Bomb planted for the Thieves. As now that puts even more pressure on Paul to try and make the play. He and Drazah watching each other's backs.
Work out in his favor.
He does get the angle.
Bomb is planted for him.
Almost planted first position. Cannot win the 1v1. And it will be the Thieves. The slipper still fits. As Los Angeles winning 5 of our last 6 rounds and complete the reverse sweep.
Let's go.
Oh my
God, boys.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go, boys. Guys are us. Us. It's simple.
Hello there and welcome to the final series of the day. We're ending the day out strong with another elimination series. NYSL taking on the Los Angeles Thieves, and boy, what a turn of events it has been for both of these rosters. We talk about success, we talk about defeats, both teams in pretty interesting situations coming into our series today. Standy, are you rearing? You ready to go, buddy?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I just don't know what to expect out of this match, man. But if the Thieves are able to walk away with this one, I'm going to pull a nameless here. I'm going to be mind blown.
Love it, man. Absolutely mind blown. We love you, Namos. We absolutely love you, buddy. But hey, we talk about what both of our rosters right now, what this one has kind of been at the tip of our tongue without a doubt. Making an impressive losers run. Will it end today or will it only be continued? Let's go ahead and meet our first roster, the LA Thieves. Oh boy, the LA Thieves have stolen our hearts so far, really kind of throughout the Stage 2 Major, winning their last 2 matches in what's study on a reverse sweep yesterday versus the London Royal Ravens. I think everybody is just curious, how high is their ceiling right now?
Yeah, it's just a Cinderella story, man. But no one knows how high this ceiling could be for this team right now because, like I said, 2 days of practice, 2 matches underneath their belt, 1 being the 3-0, 1 being a reverse sweep. So if you're the Subliners, you're going back and you're just watching 8 videos of different maps that these guys have played. And it's going to be totally different off guard because I'm pretty sure in this series we're going to have 3 straight checkmates. We know what they like to play, and New York like those maps as well.
Yeah, they absolutely do, man. We talk about checkmate, you talk about NYSL, it's just kind of like you can't really name a better duo than that, to be honest with you. But hey, we talked about NYSL off of the loss yesterday versus Dallas. Clay and the boys, they're hungry coming into this matchup. Again, elimination game. Let's go ahead and meet NYSL.
Don't let us down. Bring home a championship. Not 1, not 2, maybe 3 or 4.
Yo, Clayster, you don't bring home the championship, you out of here, boy.
Hey, if there's one thing about the city that I understand, it's that they don't tolerate losing.
He's in from behind again. Clayster with 2.
So I'm bringing championships. We're bringing them by the dozen.
Just make sure the snipes is hitting. Headshots only. Anything higher than the headshot is uncivilized.
What a Zuma is? Zoom, he's on Zoom meeting.
The stallion is frying. The stallion is cooking.
Not quite what I was thinking.
You guys gonna kill it out there.
Good luck this season.
Thank you guys so much. This season's for y'all.
Subliners, way to go. New York's behind 100%.
We're bringing a championship to New York City.
And there's a look at your New York Subliners. I mean, what study? One kind of word to describe yesterday's series versus the Empire. It's not just mind-blowing, but it's also shock. Like, I don't think anybody expected for that series to be as dominant, as one-sided as it was. I think a majority of us kind of expected it to go to a Game 4, probably a Game 5. A lot of us even had NYSL winning that series, but kind of fell flat.
Yeah, that Game 1, that was the closest map that we had. And in the Search and Destroy, it was a 6-0. And in that Control, Clayster just had probably his worst map he's had all season. Pretty sure he was 9-33 to close that one out, and he just can't have that performance again today.
Yeah, and without a doubt, definitely cannot. Let's take a look at our game field keys to victory here first. for NYSL. What, shake off the loss yesterday versus the Empire. Clay, as we talked about it, a forgettable series. Not one that we're accustomed to seeing him, especially in this game, 0.63. And what, prepare for the unexpected. Thieves can be unconventional. The map vetoes were a hot topic, versus the Empire. Dallas kind of threw them off, banning out the checkmate hardpoint, banning out the checkmate search and destroy versus this team. We talk about Dallas, how great they are, but Clay, you see him on your screen, ready to try and change a lot of the talk on NYSL right now, getting focused up and ready for what we said could be very unconventional. We'll go and take a look now at our game fuel keys to victory now for the LA Thieves. Talked about this roster. There's really a lot of talking points to discuss, but Study, what do we got here?
They can't afford to have a slow start like they did versus London yesterday. New York will punish them off that. And then Venom yesterday, from the second half of that series, he really stepped up. He went 23 and 15 in the control, 26 and 21 to lead his team in the slaying department on that map for that map 4. If he continues to play like that, he's going to be fine. And then just to continue to be a lethal weapon in control. Yesterday so far, their checkmate control has been their bread and butter. Drazah, he loves the way that those guys play it. It gives him the opportunity to just do what he wants. Like he said in his interview yesterday, was just doing what he wants with that assault rifle, pushing up that left alley, canceling that spawn, making them all forced to spawn at blue. And they just are really comfortable on this map, so I'm excited to see them play.
Without a doubt, I know you kind of already talked about it a little bit, but we will have those 3 straight checkmates. Great hardpoint if it comes down to it, and maybe a Moscow search and destroy. Looking at map vetoes, again, it's kind of hard to take a look at, but because we talked about different modes previously for LA Thieves, you could be thinking, hey, why are they banning this? Why are we not seeing that? But kind of makes sense given the way this roster has performed. But what kind of standard stuff from NYSL, getting rid of Raid S&D, and of course, the good old Gary control. So, I don't know, man. I mean, it kind of comes down to that first checkmate hardpoint, as we discussed. Like yesterday versus the Thieves, they come out slow versus them in that, or other Thieves who came out slow versus Ravens yesterday. And I know, like I said, we talked about it. NYSL, they're going to punish that. Like this team is going to come out hot and heavy today. They're angry after the loss. I know that you obviously have a great relationship with Clay. I know he was pretty frustrated after that one, ready to kind of prove a lot of the people wrong who were saying NYSL, okay, their run is over after that loss. They don't really know what to expect, but when it comes down to the Stage 2 Major, expect the unexpected. Thieves can Cinderella make it to Saturday. It's going to be fun. We've got ourselves checkmate and a whole lot more of it as we start off on some good old HP. Here we go, buddy.
Yeah, the Thieves are going to be starting on the bad side, so you might see New York turtle a little bit, just making sure that they're keeping those P2 spawns in their favor. Just a lot of engagements is going to go down off the rip in the middle of this plane. 2 players are going to drop on both sides. Venom trying to turn on to Diamondcon, but he's going to walk away with that engagement. Here comes the push from both players, and Clayster is going to take down the last player from the Thieves, and now time is going in favor of the Subliners.
Yeah, a lot of slaying going down early. LA Thieves and YSL trading quickly. As really New York is trying to exploit the current advantage that they've got, as we discussed, right? They're going to kind of park the bus as time begins to progress throughout this hill, but really Thieves, they've yet to break in, off to an 18-5 start. Clay, he's taking them down nearly through the walls as Diamondcon drops up front. But you do see the players off spawn for New York, regardless of what happens to Clay, regardless of what happens to Asim. They are going to hold on to those favorable spawns. Diamondcon specifically could play big here off of what is going to be the early push from Thieves.
Yeah, Asim is going to spawn out, so that was the opening that Thieves needed, but 3 kills do go in favor of the Subliners. They take control of those spawns once again. That's all about trying to locate that number 4 player. And Venom, he's going to be able to take down Diamondcon, so now that's going to open up the map. But 2 kills, once again, going in favor of New York. Make it 3. Clayster heating up nice and early, 7-2 to start this map. I told you, when the guy is mad, he's a really difficult player to play it against, and he's showing it right now.
He is, man. He's got those 3 rigs for a reason, starting off 9-3. On the other side, Maniart not sitting too pretty for Kenny, as he's just found his first kill. I know Ken, right now with the main AR in his hands off of not having Slasher in this lineup right now, it's kind of put him in a new position, but he's been playing well. So to see him start off as shaky as he is, it's no surprise the score sits the way that it does right now, as we'll get set up for that bottom plane push. Current wipes going really either which way. Drazah and the boys from Thieves just looking to try and rebound for the moment, as they have gotten pretty much kicked in the teeth to start this bad boy off, but now could be their time to put in some second.
Yeah, they need to get some time here, and the only thing is that they're spawning a couple players from New York. towards that backside. They eliminated that player that was set up on the pinch. Now it's all about just trying to hold. Every single player from New York is spawning out towards back P2. Clayster's going to open up with the engagement in towards plane. So now New York do have plane control. It's all about when are they going to decide to drop down. Clayster's going to be able to pick up the second. He's still taking his sweet time on the top of this swing as all his teammates are picking up the time, picking up the kills down below. And once again, New York are fully set up.
New York set up in a good spot. Player 2, TJ, could cause some issues. Finds the early pick, but it's Mack there for the trade. So really solid beginning. The NYSL, as we're through 3 rotations, they're going to be up by a good 60 points or plus based off the way this next gun engagement's about to go. But Mack gets traded out. Again, still positive if you are New York, as you're currently set up for next. Still spawning on the opposite side, so that will be something to think about for Thieves. They will have P5 in their hands for now, which is, of course, one of our money hills on Checkmate. But it's going to be their chance to start to bring it back. One player that I'm really interested to watch kind of throughout this phase is the guy that Clay just took down with ease, Drazah. He has been so good for this roster. You know what? He's got like a 1.4 in control. He's got like a 1.25 in these last 2 series. But NYSL, they are a different beast, performing great right now, breaking hills with ease as they'll reach the century mark. In fact, let's actually go to an Astro listen now with New York.
20 seconds. I'm gonna help you heal. Stay down. Photos. They're hitting this. Kenny, dead. One shot. Help me. I need over. I need over this side. Got one on me weak. Middle plane. Nice. I flashed over deep. Set this up, guys. Yo, I'm gonna hop on Greek can. I like tower. I can help you right.
Stairs, heavy. There's 2 stairs, guys. Can you get someone else? There's 2 stairs.
I'm gonna slide off ladder.
Nice, Kenny stairs.
There you go.
I can help you, Mack.
One might spawn tail. I spawned outside.
I'm blocking the back. I gotta get back. I'm blocking.
Radio, half health. And one more. Nice, one more radio, Mack. Or Clay. Radio, Clay. I spawned tail, Clay. They're spawning back radio.
Kenny weak on hill.
I need time.
One shot. Leave one bullet. Nice, good job.
I needed your pillar.
Wood wall, and hell.
I got touch on hill.
Venom still back here.
No trophy.
You went top ladder.
No trophy, guys. No trophy. Getting tired.
Trophy now.
Back to ladder.
I'm getting wall banged. I'm one shot.
You go on there with steps. They're gonna call us.
I'm shot.
I'm wrapping left.
They kick the pinch like right.
There's one shot.
I'm holding Tetris.
I'm one shot Sim. I got a trophy down.
He's hit on the route. Got him.
Okay. Make sure you block it. Play the rest.
Yeah, I'm backing up.
What stairs?
Okay.
I'm holding with steps. Yo, Jaw's on the viewing.
All right, through the first set of rotations, New York up by about 30. Now, to give me one word to describe those comms out of NYSL.
Intense, man. Like, you can just tell the energy is flowing. These guys, they came out flat versus the Empire. They're not trying to start like that today. Those comms, you could just hear Clayster roaring. All his teammates making sure that they were keeping their heads on straight. You heard Asim in that as well. Making sure he was telling Mack, slow down here. Make sure you just play your life in a certain situation. So everybody's stepping up, but the energy is definitely there for New York.
Energy is there. I'm not really sure what kind of New York we'd get in this opening HP. Just based off the way the Thieves have played, man. Like, it's just an odd roster combination, but they have worked so well together. And we talked about the momentum that they have coming into this particular series with the reverse sweep yesterday versus London, as they should be in a good spot to take the lead. But again, that P2 setup right now is going to be in the hands of New York. A great shot for Kenny. We'll see if he can start to erupt a little bit. TJ drops as well. 3 down for Thieves. Venom, somewhat of a positive note at the end of that exchange, but we'll see what NYSL have prepared in this next defensive hold. As Asim's trying to cause some problems on the flank, he gets dealt with. So some good fights being won from LA Thieves, but the work is by no means done yet.
Yeah, that was the second time they had that opportunity. They opened up with the first blood as they were holding that P1, so they spawned the players from New York out. At least one did, and then eventually TJ's gonna walk in and get 3. But New York were able to slow down that push by getting a couple kills in their favor, but eventually TJ's able to break in. Diamondcon's gonna fight back in from the front side. Venom's here for the contention, and New York, once again, right back into this hard point, should be able to pick up this remaining time. Now it's all about just trying to break out this setup that these have them trapped in. Trying to rotate towards that P3.
We just know how lethal each can be. I know what last year kind of a slow year for him in particular, just with an OGLA team, but he has really turned it up at moments. We talk about him kind of being the X factor. I know LA Thieves gone through a lot of different roster changes, but I don't know, man. And I don't know about you, Study, but I just feel like when TJ's frying, like the team they just can't lose. Like, we always remember him, like, back at Black Ops 4 with that OpTic team. Like, he and Dashy, just the dynamic duo back then. He just frying the roster. Any team that he's on just tends to see a lot of success. Still playing well as the Thieves keeping this one close as we're in the bottom plane.
And they're only down 16 points. And right now, New York, they're just scattered all over the map. They're trying to put a couple kills together. But every single kill is going in favor of the Thieves. They're only down about 10 points. That's going to be another 3 down. The only player is going to be Mack. That spawns up towards that wood side. So spawns are coming in for a pinch. That's all about, can the Thieves hold on? But as I say, that 2 players are going to drop, and New York are there in the hill.
This New York team is just so crafty. You never really know that you fully got spawns really once the hill is over at that point. But like we said, Thieves keeping things close. We now come into A Street. A nice pinch being set up right now from New York. So a nice gunfight win from Venom. And on the other side, Drazah is actually going to put some pressure there on the Clay. So back and forth, the trades aplenty. But it will be the Thieves gaining some time. And Kenny, like we said, Kylo Ken starting to pick things up. So happy. I'm sure he just looks over at that lightsaber after every map win and just gets so excited. But hey, main AR for the team, as we called, kind of the leader for this group, trying to rally the boys back right now.
Yeah, and the Thieves are finally able to take that lead. But as I say, that New York were able to break in. Now it's all about just trying to chain these kills together. But Kenny's here to try to slow down that push. Drazah, he was going in to try to trade that trade. But Kenny now, he's going to be on a 5 spree, working towards some streaks. Not that useful on this map, but so far a lot of kills are going in favor of the Thieves. Eventually, Kenny's going to drop. TJ's going to be the only one on this point. He's going to get taken down by Mack. Here comes the 3rd for Drazah. The trades are coming in. The only thing is, it's starting to get scary for New York. They need to try to flip these spawns because the Thieves, they're holding them towards that back P2. And so far, New York have not had an answer.
We see it so often, right? Kind of in this P3 to P4 exchange. Like, the spawns just get flipped so easily, especially when we talk about kind of those opposite lanes, like top lane control, etc. So great plays coming in from this really new roster up to this point. But as we call it just like that, spawns begin to flip on their head. We'll see how LA Thieves look to try and deal with this. As Kenny's able to find Diamond off the rip. Also challenges Clay. Another 5 spree for Ken. And Drazah as well, the fellow AR going big for the roster. But again, NYSL still spawning here. Thieves grabbing the seconds regardless of it. They know where Ken is. They finally take him down. So if you're NYSL, you get a moment to breathe. But the big nade comes in from Tej, wiping everybody away from the HP right now.
And for some reason, every time we watch this match, we catch this map, it's always going to come down to a P2. P1 is all going to be about the contest, but who is going to be able to keep those spawns just in case it turns into a contest fest all around P1. And right now, the Thieves do have it. They're going to have early setup in towards plane. If you're in New York, you cannot solo push. You need to make a nice team push here, and Asim opening up with the first is going to definitely help.
He gets traded. Venom now up to him. Able to find 2, gets the stick on to Diamondcon. How about the plays out of Venom? And instantly, off of the spawns, you see LA Thieves aware of where NYSL are coming from, taking them down from the 4th side. As 25 seconds left to go, the player top plane falls, but that's 3 straight again for Thieves.
And the Thieves can still do it. All they have to do is just hold this hill. They can still win off of it. But the contest is about to come in from Asim in that side door. That's going to be 3 down. Asim is going to be the only player. He has to try to play his life, but eventually he's going to drop so the Thieves can still get it done here. You see the positioning out of Kenny. Trying to play for some spawn trap. Give him a 5 spree. Trying to go for the 6. He's going to get dropped. They might do it here.
With a few more seconds left, Diamondcon gets greeted out the door, and there is TJ finding 2 and giving Thieves the early W versus New York. Kenny, a slow start to this map, but I think he goes on what, like 3 5 sprees toward the end of this game. Literally, New York, they are spawning here, but Thieves, they were grabbing the seconds. You talk about their ability to kind of hold on to spawns, making sure that they're always in the favorable spot toward the stretch. Such great plays out of, again, the Cinderella story. I know the series is early, buddy, but I tell you what, the Thieves roster, they will just not go down easily.
They won't, man. They won't. They started off that map. They couldn't get that P1. They couldn't get P2. And then P3 was going back and forth, and then eventually New York got control of that. But it was that P4 and that P5 hard 4, and on 2 different rotations where the Thieves were really able to lock it down. Right there, the Subliners, they spawned in the back of that P5, but Kenny, he played his life so beautifully. He jumped over the wall, was able to put himself on a 5 spree, and eventually just pick up that much time for his team to be able to close out that map. Every single clutch play that the Thieves needed to be able to do there, they got the job done. Every single plane kill with those submachine guns always went in their favor. Good first map out of the Thieves.
Yeah, great first map out of the Thieves. Get the stage 2 major.
Had one.
Full of surprises, folks. How about that? Thieves come through early, grabbing the hard point. Kenny going off for the team again with the main AR. Now what we called in Texas, Kenny, Kylo Ken, now main AR Kenny. So many nicknames, but folks, search and destroy. Up next, we're staying on some checkmate. Can NYSL answer back, or will it be the Thieves again? Going up 2-0, elimination match. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Welcome back again, folks, to the stage 2 major final match of the day. Elimination game. Somebody going home in top 8. Winner advancing, guaranteed top 6. The sad-looking Subliners for the moment, after losing that opening hard point. And really, man, they've just been struggling, right? That now is going to make it 4 maps in a row for them so far, kind of throughout what has been an interesting kind of stage 2 major for them, looking at the stats and really just nothing by any means too stellar.
Yeah, man, these are the stats yesterday versus the Empire. It was just a beating from top to bottom. Like 0.33 for Mack in Search and Destroy, 0.27 for Clay. I'm pretty sure it was 9 and 23 on that map. And it was just not the New York that we were expecting to see in that matchup. And then hopefully today, not starting off that map 1 the way that they wanted to, they need to be able to fight back in this one.
Oh, gonna need something, man. Let's go and take a look now at our Astro Social soundboard. We talked about Clay. Here's a tweet from him. It's probably my second really bad map all year. Sucks, but it is what it is. Can't perform well every single time. Appreciate everybody showing some love. But hey, man, like we said, Clay, he's the engine behind this team. Like we talk about, not just from a communication standpoint. Like I know, like last year on the Dallas Empire team, like you just had a number of different guys to kind of go off. Clay, without a doubt, was that at times, but he kind of is the player that New York not only rely on from a strategy perspective, not just from a comms perspective, but also from a performance perspective. Like at times, we've seen Clay, especially to start off the season, he was like the main slayer for them. Like he was leading in stats. Like there was a lot of pressure on Clay really coming into every series, and at times you can kind of see that affect him, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, he's just a leader in every single aspect for this team, and this is a map where they're going to need to win this. They need to take this checkmate, search and destroy, because like we said, you just got to expect the unexpected from the Thieves. And so far out of the 2 series that they've played, that checkmate control has been their backbone. They were able to take that, and now they're 2-0 in that game mode. So now the Subliners find themselves down 0-1 in this series. We like them on this map. They need to be able to walk away with this one to make it to make this a series.
I want to ask you, I know we're hopping into round 1 of some checkmate S&D here, but how much does that game 1, that Thieves victory, how much does that kind of say about this series?
Oh, man, with Thieves getting that early game 1, we were talking about the momentum. Like, these guys are coming off of a reverse sweep yesterday. They come in and beat New York on one of the best hardpoint maps. Like, their confidence has got to be through the roof right now. They're definitely having a lot of fun. That's one thing that we heard Drazah throughout his interview yesterday, was just make sure everybody just plays the way they want to. And right there, they were able to execute that on that map number 1.
Like, I know, like, this is obviously our second opportunity to cast over the Thieves, their 3rd match. I just don't really know what to rank the team. Like, I'm thinking, like, would it be crazy for me to think the Thieves can take down NYSL? Or should I just be, you know, obviously in the NYSL camp just because of how solid this team is from top to bottom? But start to find out. Picks still currently favoring the Thieves as Venom did find the first blood before dropping. So we'll be down to the ARs as Clay does get some nice shots into Ken. But it's Diamondcon, all left. You know, 1 versus 3. And to be a rookie, this guy is incredibly clutch, so you never can give him too much of an advantage. Nice shots on to Ken, 2 more to go.
Yeah, with a 1v2, 25 seconds remaining, the bomb is going to be down on B. So you see that these players, they do have that information. They're just going to push right on through. And there's no way Diamondcon is going to be able to read this. He has to grab this bomb, he has to plant it. With only 10 seconds left, this is basically an impossible round to get done. So this round should go in favor of the Thieves. Just like that, they're able to walk away with it. But they open up with that first blood. They open up with that first blood in towards plane. The trade tries to come in. They were able to execute that. They're turning into a 3v2. Then they just catch Kenny. I mean, they catch Clayster on an island. Kenny with the 2 on the round. Great shots all the way across the map. This guy's different, man. That lifesaver. He's got to be doing some wonders for Kenny, man. Kylo Ken, he's on point today.
Kylo Ken, man. Absolutely love it. Great shots from him, and how often we talk about that island player sometimes, like, you know, kind of gets put out to dry, like, doesn't really know what to do, but it's just maximizing your opportunity, right? Obviously has the angle for playing and able to take 2 down. Great plays early. Coming through from Kenny, as it looks to be the A Street hit. I know we talked about bomb plants, how rare that can be, but like we said, expect the unexpected. The unconventional is common when we talk about the Thieves. Very scary lineup as Venom back-to-back first bloods from him as a quick trade. New York for a moment did find 2 in a row. How great is Venom?
You didn't know Venom made it
Time
here.
to search and destroy. They're not going to read him. Now it's all down to Clay.
Playing a 1v2. He spots Drazah, but he's just going to get taken down, and that's what I'm talking about. The unexpected. Like, who expects 3 players to push through the A Street as fast as the Thieves just done it? We haven't seen that, I'm pretty sure, all year, man. These guys just drop all strategy, completely catch the Subliners off guard right there, and they walk around with a great offensive round.
I mean, hey, man, nothing is more terrifying than a group of guys who just have nothing to lose, right? All these guys trying to prove themselves. Everybody just, you know, on this team from top to bottom. You got guys who are trying to make sure they're staying on the roster. Like, what happens in the future of the remainder of these teams? Like, what happens with Drazah, for God's sake? The guy's been unbelievable. This team just in sync. And Venom make it 3 first bloods for the Thieves. Up to 4-1. Shuts down Mack as well. So much pressure put on Venom's shoulders to kind of be the saving grace for the Thieves, and now put in such a great spot with this roster, leaving Clay and Diamondcon in a 2 versus 4. And Kenny is searching, Kenny is hunting. Venom's going to be able to drop Clay, and there we have it, 3 up and 3 down.
Oh, man, Venom with the great positioning right here on this bottom left wing was able to get the first, and then Ego Chow's on the second onto Mack. But the play was, when he gets this second kill, he pushes all the way through that back right of the spawn. He dodges his way with some great movement away from the bullets of Clayster, and then eventually plays for that flank to get the 3rd, give him the hat trick on the round. We talked about it before the series. Venom stepped up second half of that series yesterday versus London. He's starting off nice and early on a 5 spree.
Yeah, it was kind of the respawns, like you said yesterday, for him in the reverse sweep. But, hey, man, we know this guy's ability in search and destroy. Going off right now. Again, he has found the first blood in each of our 3 rounds. Here we go again. New York in desperate need of a round. Crazy to think that we're saying what we are. Slow push here, just some shots beginning to echo throughout the map. Asim, aware of the positioning. Lays down the fire, but Venom still staying alive.
He's staying alive. Remember, he's on a 5 spree, so he's trying to work towards some streaks. But he is going to be the first one in this engagement until his teammate comes in, and that's going to be Kenny. Kenny's going to open up with the first. Venom with the trade. Clayster takes down the one as well, so it's going to be a 2v2 situation. Like I said, he's 1-0 streaks. Here comes CJ on the flank, able to take down Clayster. Now left in another 2v1 is Diamondcon. Can he clutch it up and take down Venom before he gets these streaks?
Diamondcon, I think he sees the head of Venom there. Also sees Thieves, so has to go for the quick turn. Is he going to read Venom? He does, but unfortunately, too many shots, not enough damage. Stud, what are we seeing right now, man? This is 4 in a row out of the Thieves. This team coming into the stage 2 major. Nobody had them making it past Paris. Now they take the hard point. They're up 4-0 versus NYSL. Many people, myself included, had NYSL in the freaking finals. And we're seeing this happen right now. Venom's on a 7 spree. Oh, I need to lay down, I think, stud. I think I need to lay down. I need an aspirin or something. My goodness.
There's just no strategy, man. The New York Subliners cannot read the Thieves right now. Venom's currently on a 7 spree, so that's going to give him the artillery. So now if you're New York, your strats aren't working. You got to drop them all and just start pushing, man. Start getting aggressive, and that's exactly what they're going to do. It's looking like they're going to be aggressive towards Tetra's side. Are Drazah and TJ going to be able to read this? And yes, they are. Drazah's going to open up with another first blood.
What are we watching? 5 first bloods. Can they find the 5th round? Diamondcon does reveal his weapon. Venom. Can he make it 8? Diamondcon does have a fist waiting for him, but it's going to have to be solely him. Once again, the rookie just getting put in so many awkward spots. It took so much work just to take down Venom. It's met with a shot from Drazah, and that is 5 rounds to 0. Smiles out of the Thieves. By no means does the work done yet, but Study, this is what we saw yesterday out of NYSL, right? They lose that search and destroy. They lose that S&D 6-0 versus Dallas. 11 straight round losses out of NYSL here at the Stage 2 Major. That has got to be frustrating.
Definitely is frustrating, man. Nothing is working. Every single time they go into the map, they get into the round, every single push that they've had has been countered. Every single setup that they have has been broken. Nothing is just clicking right now for New York. They need to try something if they want to come back in this. Asim, he's going to open up with the first play, able to get the second, but a trade does come in with the nade. Turns it into another 2v2 situation.
Oh, New York. Look, I'm rooting on you myself. And he does get the visuals on the Clay. Jumps up on that top A wing, so they will have some awareness. Clay finding the angle on the Kenny. Now it's all down to Tej. What can he do here? Still 48 seconds left on the clock. Has some time to work with. Shuts down Mack nearly. Quickly checks the bottom exit. Knows where Clay is. Just putting in the fire, laying down the lead, but nothing coming from it. As Tej wisely backs up and looks for a different angle. Looks for a different challenge. Can NYSL finally get on the board? And he catch the angle? Unfortunately, he does not. Clay gets some good timing. NYSL finally put one up on the board, but at what cost, Study? Nearly took him everything.
Yeah, that one got a little scary, man. I like the adjustment that they made right there, which is not give TJ 2 one-on-ones. Like, he knew what both players were. They just decided, all right, time is starting to tick. Let's just double push this out and hopefully play the trade, and that's exactly what works out for them. So now they're able to take the first round. And let's not count New York out yet, because we saw them go on versus the London Royal Ravens. They were down 5-1 on Express S&D.
True.
And round by round, these guys are fighting back. So they're never out of it until it's over.
At the very least, right, you're just looking to have some good moments. Like, just try to carry some momentum, any kind, whether it's just a shot getting hot, whatever it may be. In that search and destroy, any rounds are just good rounds, regardless if you win or lose right now from New York. But still, as you called it, can't count them out. Nice angle from Clay. Unable to drop Tej. As all 8 players still alive for the moment. Breathing for how much longer? A bomb carrier being babysit right now inside of the plane, but Venom is going to go in and get the ping. Also does call in the streak, so artillery comes in from the skies. At the very least, that could start to sandwich a few players into the plane, and so Venom, another first blood from him. Mack dropping Venom on the way out, 3 versus 3.
Now with 30 seconds remaining, TJ is going to be the only line of defense. Trying to stop this B plan from happening. Kenny's going to get one. TJ with the second. TJ with the second. Able to eliminate that player and win the map. 6-1 dominant fashion. The Thieves are up 2-0 in this series. 1 map away from closing this out. Like I said, man, I'm pulling a nameless. I am mind blown by what we are seeing here, Lando.
I'm mind blown too, man. Feel free. The memes and all. Oh my goodness. Clay taking a break. Oh, I mean, just unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Like, who would have thought that we'd be in this situation right now? Like I said, the series, not over. We still have the control to come up next. So if you're trying to close out your browser, don't do it. It's not done. Don't put a fork in NYSL just yet. But oh my goodness, a tasty Chase the S&D if you are a Thieves fan. But 9-4 from Venom. I mean, just so many first bloods in the game. Just excellent plays all the way around from the Thieves. And again, like, if this was in reverse, we'd be saying, oh, it's cool, right? Thieves, new roster, like, you're still trying to work on things. Like, Search and Story can be so difficult in terms of setups for a new group. But for them to be doing the things that they're doing right now, Study, I just don't know what to say. The only thing that I can say at the moment is that we got to take a look at our U.S. Army tactical play. Going back to round 3, oh, Study, we're gonna have to break this one down a little bit, but all that I know is that it's just Thieves.
This is Venom just putting himself in a position. He opens up with another first blood, and he knows the positioning out of Mack. He throws that shoulder to the left. He picks up the info that Clayster is sitting towards B5. Ego challenges Mack. Then it's a 4v2 situation. Dodges those bullets, then just makes the play. No hesitation. Goes straight to their spawn. Clayster wraps back. This is what is going to give Venom the third kill of the round. They were just playing so aggressive, and the Subliners were not ready for it, man. Expecting the unexpected, and right now, New York are not expecting anything.
I don't know what to expect, man, and the only unfortunate part for them is they got Checkmate up next, and the only kind of bit of information that you would have if you're NYSL is like, hey, Thieves are good at Checkmate control. They won in their last 2 series. Can the Thieves lock up a 3-0 versus New York, or can this be the opportunity for New York to begin the reverse sweep hopes? Folks, we'll be back in just a few moments.
Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. The Call of Duty League is presented by Zenni, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Zenni Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting zenni.com/gaming.
Like, I've had enough of this. Finally, game's over. Ah! Somehow he finds that kill. Lines them up. Unbelievable.
I got back, take a shot, get the kill switch.
DJ with dice! Woo!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the stage to Major. I've officially gotten an aspirin. I feel so much better, but I still am so surprised at what we got right now. Let's go take a look at our quick scope presented by Scump. I mean, really study. I want to kind of note the stats. I want to take a look at a number of different things, but just the way that Thieves are firing. Again, this is a totally different roster right now in stage 2. A totally different looking NYSL right now. Like, I don't know what to think in terms of the identities and the way that everything mixes right now. I mean, look, just looking back at these maps, like, Checkmate Hardpoint, Seller from Thieves, especially late. Start off 5-0 in the Search and Destroy. The first bloods were excellent. Venom finishes off with 4, first bloods for the team. And now we come to this checkmate control, which was kind of like the one lifeline I thought the Thieves would have in these first three, is that, hey, at least they've got the checkmate control to fall back on, because they are 2-0 on this right now. And what we got all kinds of stats to talk about when it comes into the Thieves. Like, Kenny right now is unbelievable in this map mode combination. Like, Venom has a 1.39, Drazah's at a 1.4 in these last two control wins. Like, this is exactly what you want if you're Thieves being up 2-0 right now.
Yeah, man, just the fact that they're up 2-0 is still completely mind-blowing to me, but this is the best case scenario. This is their best control map so far since this new team has been formed. But New York, they need to wake up. Asim and Diamondcon especially, these guys so far have not had a good series. Clayster and Mack put up 30 on the first map together, but Asim and Diamondcon were both -10. So, backs against the wall, man. Win or go home. You got to step up. You got to play big. Hopefully the New York are able to answer here.
Oh, and how many crazy control checkmates have we had? NYSL has been part of many of those. But recently for New York, control has not been too great. They've lost their last three. Two of those losses were to London and Toronto. We know Ultra, right? Not too great in that control mode. So kind of one map that they've, rather one mode that they've had to fall back on a decent amount. Not been too great recently. Venom with the unfortunate team kill out of the rip will give NYSL just that little bit more of momentum coming in toward that A point. Venom unfortunately does get stuck in the back, dropping chunks flying everywhere inside of the plane as NYSL halfway through that point of A.
Yeah, they're already gaining some control towards that A point. Second ticket's already about to come in for New York, and you see the positioning out of Asim. He's going to be pushed up all the way to this side of the plane. Kenny eventually is going to take him down, but job well done. You're able to secure this A point nice and early, extend this time by a minute. You also have a 5 live advantage with Mack trying to play spoiler in their spawn. Now it's all about just trying to chain that off the rotation to that B point, but they're locating Mack. They're able to take him down. That's 3 down for New York. The only player left is going to be Diamondcon on this A street. But now this opens up the positioning for the Thieves to start playing some spawn kills.
And we'll kind of see what they can do in this position. You do see the wraparound over at A street. Good plays coming through from Diamond early as he's sitting on 4 in a row. Nearly makes it 6-1. Mack really with that clearance is going to hop onto the point, but really not with a whole lot of teammate support. The Clay now finally off of spawn is going to be able to provide some good overall fire. Still a little progress made. TJ from the top wing shuts down Asim, and that's New York now back in their spawn.
Yeah, so now New York have to try to fight out, but they do have a lot of time to work with. It's all about just trying to win these engagements nice and early, and that's a good way to start it. Able to take down 2. Now you're able to push out this Tetris side. But still, the positioning out of Kenny, he's going to flank around 1. He's trying to go for the second on the Clayster. It almost takes him down, but Clayster's going to come out on top in that engagement. But right now, the Thieves are just having the subliner staggered. They're trying to chain a couple kills together, but every time New York gets a kill, the Thieves are there for the trade.
Like to kind of put a ranking on this, like how impressive is it to see this team, as young as they are, as quickly as they began to form? Like we talk about Venom recently on the team, like Drazah literally gets called up just for the major. How impressive is it to see a team like this performing the way they are and just with the team chemistry that they've got already?
It's really impressive, man, and especially versus the team that they've done it to so far. Right. It's like New York is not no slouch, and they're making this look easy, man. They have a 1 live advantage in this last round, but just the fact that they are so unexpected. Teams can't do homework on them because they're just so brand new, and it's really working out in their favor, man. It's a team that, you know, just got put together at the very last second, and they're just making it work, and it's working out beautifully so far.
Working out beautiful indeed. 15 seconds left. New York, they've got to get to the point, and how about that?
2 down.
2 good plays, and if you look at the respawns, none currently remaining for either side. TJ does get the read, and what a play this could be. Nice trigger to split. Doesn't decide to fire. Diamondcon gives the call out, so Kenny's there. Tej with the other. Now comes down to Asim and Mack. There goes one, and there goes the other. Thieves winning the opening defense. And with New York being as good as they are on offense, we talk about kind of their statistics in this, ranked as what? I think the #1 team right now in win-loss in offensive pushes. Not just big for momentum, but just big when we talk about how great NYSL has been in these offensive rounds here on Control.
Yeah, and if you're in New York, you know you lose an offense, but you still keep those kills basically close. So you only lost that round by at least 4 kills. So if you dominated this defensive round, just in case it does go to a round number 5, You should put yourself in that advantage there. It's all about just coming out and holding on this defense, man. We were talking about the players that needing to step up, Asim and Diamond, and they're both playing well so far on this map. Right now, New York is just trying to hold. It's going to be a nice early B push for the Thieves, and that's going to be 3 down. Automatically going to be set up in the spawn trap now are going to be the Thieves.
Great plays from Diamond. I don't know how he gets hit with the nade there, DJ. But a nice shot. Oof. Another nice throw, I should say, but still from NYSL. You can just kind of feel it, just kind of the frustration kills at times. Just things seem to go in their favor, and at times it just kind of gets pulled out from underneath them. Now the control for LA going to be generated over at that B point. Nice win from Clay. It's going to put him on 3 in a row. Relying on his teammates to walk away with the kills, and unfortunately for him, the SMGs doing well in top as well as bottom plane. Having to go for the reposition as that's 1 tick now through at B.
Yeah, 1 tick through at B, but I'm just looking at that number 1 player in Kenny. Kenny's pushed up out towards Wood, so he's going to be able to watch that front side. All his teammates have to do is just worry about bottom plane, worried about the jump out. But his teammates are going to drop on the point, so now Kenny has to get active. He has to push up to their base, get a little bit of kills, and just like that, he's able to take that one, but he's going to get traded by Diamond. And that's going to be 3 down for the Threes, make it 4. And New York, their defense is hold.
Holding for now. Halfway through at B. Big kill coming in from Diamond toward the bottom. And really, that was the farthest pushed up player for the team. Still, in terms of life count, not horrible, but this is 2 go down, starting to make things a little bit more interesting. 1 toward A. Venom inside a top plane. Maybe this could be the moment for New York. Venom, a nice kill, granted, but really consolation kills for the stretch of this one, as New York will be able to hold on their defense as well. So when we talk about checkmate, nothing too unorthodox, right? Back-to-back wins on defense, nothing out of the ordinary. But I will say one thing that I was kind of questioning coming into this was how New York would play on their defensive phases, because one key to success for the reason why the Thieves have been so good on control and on checkmate has been because they've won their opening offenses in their last 2 series. Yeah. So for New York to finally kind of close the door on that may be what they need. Now coming into another offensive push for them. We'll see what they've got. They look good at times. The grind only continues for this group. This play, opening engagement versus Drazah. Tossing out some utility. Pesky trophy causing some issues. TJ going big in the plane, and that's 4 down off the rip from New York. The spawns they go are the Thieves.
Yeah, New York, they were taking their time on that offensive push, but TJ just breaks in through the plane, was able to get 2, then eventually kills get traded. Now it puts New York in that spawn trap, but they were able to take down 2 players. They're able to fight for a little bit of map control, but they haven't located Venom yet. Venom is still running around their base, being a nuisance. Eventually, Mack is going to take him down. But you see, they just keep on filling those gaps. Look at number 2. Here goes TJ now. It's his turn to make that flank play. He's going to come up behind 1 player on the backside, but he's triggered discipline, able to take down Clayster, going for the second on a Diamondcon, and that's going to be another 3 down for New York.
And Tej, he knows exactly where they're going to spawn. New York trying to stop the bleeding, but Tej starting to press in a little bit more, ends things out on a 5 spree. Can he pick it right up for where he left off? The extra shots only continue, nearly finds the 4th. Does Kylo Ken? Call him Kenobi. Saying hello there to the NYSL spawns, but a few more begin to fall. 5 seconds left. And this one gonna go the way of the Thieves. And solid when we talk about life advantage as well. I think they had, what, a good 9 to 10 kill advantage once that one comes to a close. And if we can see that final round. But how about this play from Tej, Study?
It's just that they keep on filling the gaps, man. It was that initial break off. Once they put 3 players down, they be aggressive towards the opposite player's spawn. And we saw Venom do it right off the rip, but then the second player fills in that gap, which was TJ, and he was just a nuisance, man. Every single time these guys were trying to come off spawn, there was a player from the Thieves that were just running around, trying to pick up all those kills. They couldn't locate him fast enough, and it comes back to hurt them, man. And now New York, they find themselves down 2-1. Backs against the wall, literally, man. You lose this, you're going home, man. You need to come back and show some life here.
Has to be here. if you're Thieves, you just realize the advantage, the opportunity that you have to fall off the rip. We cannot discuss enough how important those opening breakoffs are for the offense, as that will be a clean 4 down for the Thieves. Venom instantly hanging out inside of Wood, able to drop one himself. So he goes down, but the pressure without a doubt has been felt. The quick stack over at A is going to give them that point in nearly record time. 2 minutes and 12 seconds now to kind of sink their teeth into what could be the only offensive win, the final round of this series. Clay, the rest of the young guns trying to fire back, as we'll see what they've got, because they've got quite a bit of work to do in this next 2 minutes.
Yes, they do, man. That early A capture was so fast for the Thieves, man. Like, what happened to the Thieves this morning? Did they wake up and have Wheaties? They must be chugging game fuel. Like, these guys are turnt, man. They're coming out and ready to play, man. They're already pushed up in their base, trying to set up some spawn kills. Got some early time on towards B. No one's going to be in a position from New York besides number 7. He has to get there quick.
Diamondcon wins the fight, but he does get traded out. So, though for the Thieves, nearly 1 tick through, getting top plane control. Of course it's Tej. Of course it's Tej.
Oh my.
Gets the punch. Oh boy, back and forth we go. Halfway through at B. New York, this is their time. Minute and 30 on the clock. They have to get Drazah off the point. Job done. Clay, he falls from the side. TJ still hanging out in the point, and Mack, he at least has to contest, and he is going to stop them from at least getting to that second tick. Trades gonna go the way of really both sides. A clean 2-2, but if you're New York, at least you have a moment for a breather. But Drazah's instantly in your base. Nearly takes down Mack as well. You can just feel the momentum right now for the Thieves. Clay, but a drop one. Can he find the second? But no. A few more seconds left. You'd like to think maybe for the Thieves, this is could where it be done. Or can New York continue to hold them up? They do grab that second tick. Back and forth plays.
They just gotta play TDM.
Is NYSL still alive, stud?
Yeah, they gotta play TDM. They're up by 7 lives, so that's gonna be no more respawns for New York. New York have clutched this out before. They have been in a situation like this before, and they've been able to walk away on top in this situation. But now that's gonna be a first blood for Kenny, so there's only gonna be 3 players left. 3-10. The Thieves, can they do it here? Can they close this out? They're gonna locate Clayster on the A Street. Last player is gonna be Diamondcon, trying to do everything that he can, but the Thieves are gonna 3-0 New York and keep the Cinderella story alive.
You see the emotion right there out of Los Angeles. Heartbreak on the other side for Clay and New York. Back-to-back 3-0 defeats here at the Stage 2 Major as they finish top 8. So many expectations on this New York team. So many people predicting them to have an even better performance than what they had at the Stage 1 Major, but it is all delight on the other side as the 3-0 from Thieves, the Cinderella story advances now to Saturday, and as their name suggests, the Thieves stealing our hearts yet again.
Man, I'm just completely mind blown, bro. I don't know what to expect out of this team, man. That's 3 series now. They got 2 sweeps underneath their belt. They got a reverse sweep underneath their belt. This team is just clicking on all cylinders, man, in every single game mode. The vibes gotta be there. The communication's gotta be there. Venom's playing some of the best Call of Duty we've seen him play ever since he's entered the league. Yeah. Everything's just clicking for these guys, man, and I'm happy to see their success.
Oh man, well, let's take a look at our kind of final scorecard here. Really just the consistency across the team. You see TJ, you see Venom, and I'll be honest, man, Venom, there's a lot of, jokes made about like how he just really wasn't the piece right now for the Thieves. A lot of people talked about how, okay, well, back to the bench he goes. I'll tell you what, man, really performing right now for this team. We talked about his first bloods in Search and Destroy, just his ability, really in the reverse sweep yesterday, has really turned up for the roster right now, but also take a look quickly at this reaction from Clay, just the reaction to the loss, and we can kind of see this one. Just heartbreak, man. Straight up heartbreak.
Yeah.
And I know there's been a lot of talk on this NYSL team really recently with Hydra. Obviously, he's now here in the States. Like, there's kind of been this ever-going kind of presence in the background saying, hey, one of you guys could be replaced. Maybe there's one player who's going to be that piece, and which obviously, it's all speculation for now, but Thieves' 4th sweep of the season. But boy, it comes here, and how crazy is it, man? I don't know. Like I don't know what to say right now. Like this was the total opposite of what I expected to see today.
It's just crazy, man, because in my pick'ems, I had New York going all the way to the finals, and these guys come to the major, they don't win a single map, and that's just something we weren't expecting with the way that they ended stage 2, man. They get that 2nd seed, and they looked a lot better. Everything was starting to click for these guys, and then they come into the major. Everything is just flat, man. It just looked like a completely different team. Kind of feel bad for the boys over there, but because, you know, I am a fellow New Yorker, so I'm a little sad myself, but the Thieves, they're just playing on a whole nother level right now.
They are, my man. Thieves playing on a whole nother level. We'll go and take a look at our scuff play of the game here in this control. It's the beginning of round 4, where we're talking about how New York, this could be their opportunity. Maybe this is their chance. But the Thieves, they get the clean 4 down, Study.
It's just that break off, man. Getting 4 down on offense, that you see how fast that's able to put your players up on the map. Venom immediately jumps into wood, was able to put 1 player into a spawn trap, but they 3-stacked this point. So now they have a live advantage. They have about 2 minutes and 15 seconds to work 1 point with that live advantage, and a lot of kills are just going in their favor the entire round, man. It just, that started off, it really shook up New York, and they just weren't prepared for it.
They were not. I mean, I think we talked about the way this series went. I mean, you're thinking Subliners, like, surely they're going to come out of the gates hot. Thieves able to slow them down, but take a look now at our stage 2 major bracket. If anybody has this accurate, oh boy,
you're a god.
You are literally a god amongst men. As what, Røkkr and OpTic? That's going to be a matchup. We got Ultra versus Thieves. Like, can Thieves continue? Like, who's going to drop between Røkkr and OpTic? Like, somebody's not making it past the next round, and then FaZe and Empire sitting in that winners finals. Oh boy, I don't know how we got here, but we are here. It was a journey and a half, but boy, was it fun to guide you guys along the action as we want to take a look now actually at our schedule for today. And again, really results kind of all over the place, maybe a few predictions, somewhat, you know, kind of questionable, but how crazy was that Game 5 Round 11 to start off the day? Dallas Empire versus Røkkr, that crazy team name that comes in, totally changes things around. Oh boy. But we also got to take a look at this tweet coming in from Maven. I'm being told we have to check this out. So what? Oh my. So Maven basically said that if the Thieves win this major, he's going to get a tattoo in a very interesting spot, Study. And after that win, you said, what, I picked him to win the first 2 series. I didn't see this series going this way. I am getting nervous. Clint, I would be too, buddy. I'd be very, very nervous right now based off of the way the Thieves are playing. Study, what do you think about that, man? That is,
I would be too, man. They're just so unexpected. They're so unexpected. It's just hard to call these games. And Clint, I know he's sitting there with his shiny bald head. He's just so nervous, man, because every single series these guys win, it's just closer to getting that tattoo. He's nervous.
I'll be honest, I'm now rooting for Thieves to win the major. That's my pick. I don't know if I can do that, but we're doing it now. But folks, what a crazy series. What an unbelievable close. When we come back after the break, it is Jeff standing by with TJ off of the 3-0 versus NYSL. How about this one?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your final Game Fuel Victory Spotlight of the evening. We're here with none other than LA Thieves' TJHaLy. I mean, Tej, that was such a crazy match, completely unlike what we saw out of you guys last time you faced the Subliners. How was your confidence heading into that match and then also during it?
No, we were super confident going into that match. We were scrimming before the match on checkmate a lot, and we were looking really good on that map. And we knew they liked that map, so it's kind of like an ego chow on that. But no, we played really well, and I'm proud of the team.
Sometimes you got to ego chow, sometimes it pays off. So next up, you are going to be facing the Toronto Ultra. What is your game fuel key to victory there? What do you got to make sure of to clutch up and send the Toronto Ultra packing?
We just got to play our game. The first two maps yesterday, we weren't playing our game, and then we started like turning around, playing our own game, and we started frying. So same thing today. Just got to play our game, and I think we'll come out with the win.
All right, well then, real quick before we head back to the desk, anything you want to say about your teammates? Any shout-outs you want to give here?
My teammates shout out my teammates. They're nasty. Zach coming in 2 days practice. He's a beast. And Venom. I'm finally glad he's getting to show how good he is. And yeah, shout out my teammates.
Well, thank you for that. That was definitely a treat to watch you guys. TJ, thank you so much for the interview, and hey, best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, well, for those of you watching at home, that does it for the matches this evening, but don't go anywhere. The broadcast is not quite over. We're going to head back to Nameless, Lottie, and Standy on the desk. Don't go anywhere.
They can't stop it. They can't stop the kids. They can't stop it. They can't stop the kids. Say the numbers, I'm running it up. I got plenty bands, I'm thumbing it. Yes, you can, you could try it, you can't stop it. OC dub, way up like a rocket. Acting up, acting that way out of pocket. For the grind, for the hustle, I can't knock it. Do what it take, do what you do, you could try. Yeah. I've been up, I've been stuck up in the sky. Yeah. Only at the top, I can't lie. Haters watch it, throw the piece, tell them bye. I got things to do, I got bands to get. Competition up in smoke, ooh, cannabis. Ask me why I'm a top 10 candidate. I'm so fly, I'm so clean, ooh, and I'm rich. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. Check the scoreboard, I'm running up stats. Numbers don't lie, that's facts. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. Check the numbers, I'm running it up. I got plenty bands, I'm thumbing it, Tell them move, get up out the way. It's ludicrous, yeah, how much I'm getting paid. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10K. No mob ties, but a player being made. Now how you spoke to your girl, better check her phone. And do you know what she doing when you not at home? And when she tell you she alone, but she not alone. She got a lot of options, eeny, miny, mo. She gon' do what she want, ain't no stopping it all. Pour the liquor in the cup, yeah, I'm topping it off. I might take your girl, take a trip to the mall. Put the shelf in the bag, yeah, cause I'm copping it all. I'm saying, they can't stop it, they can't stop the kids. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kids. Check the scoreboard, I'm running up stats. Numbers don't lie, that's facts. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kids. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kids. Check the numbers, I'm running it up. I got plenty bands, I'm thumbing it, yeah.
He goes huge. It's madness.
Welcome to the first major of the 2021 season.
A third kill from Dashy? That is obscene. You have to get through skies. There it is, Envoy, with all 4. aBeZy, oh my God, it's done. It's over. FaZe, they're flawless.
New York, stay alive and complete the reverse sweep. FaZe looking unbeatable.
And NYSL closed it out with the 3-1 win. They get top 4. LA Thieves have got to go. They've got to go now. OpTic gonna get the 3-1 victory. All of Los Angeles fell here in the major. support the 11. No one on OpTic can get a kill. NYSL, they complete the 3-0.
NYSL stun everyone and eliminate OpTic Chicago.
Atlanta versus Dallas. Winners bracket final time. aBeZy, you monster. This is just disgusting from aBeZy. Our lower bracket elimination matchup, playing for a spot in our tournament finals here in the first major.
Empire, man, they start off the day getting 3-0. They respond immediately with a 3-0 of their own.
The Major 1 final, FaZe, Empire.
Atlanta FaZe is handing out a beatdown to the Dallas Empire.
Simp takes down all 3. Oh my God! What is this?
Atlanta absolutely dominates the first stage major.
How in the world is anyone going to beat Atlanta?
Hello, lovely people, and welcome back to the Call of Duty League Major Tournament 2 presented by Zerny Gaming. And on your screens right now, you may see the results of our schedule here presented by US Army. It was quite the day. 4 matches that went, I hope, your way in terms of your pick'ems and your brackets. Dallas Empire versus Røkkr, 3-2. Huge stuff. Major S&D round, round 11. Incredible stuff, but also that control. 0.1 seconds left on that control round. Absolutely mind-blowing. Nameless, wasn't it, man? We also had Atlanta FaZe versus Ultra. Crazy stuff there. The fact that Ultra took that S&D. Mad stuff. Surge versus OpTic. OpTic do get redemption. They progress through the bracket. And then Thieves versus New York Subliners. And Study, I'm so sorry to say, but my gosh, a 3-0 sweep from the LA Thieves. I know, my dude, I know. But look, this is what we're playing for here, fellas. We got obviously our prizing structure here. 500,000 big ones in this prize pool. And as you can see right now, New York Subliners Seattle take home $10,000. And we're still fighting fit for all the rest of the cash that's here at the moment. So we do have now a potential to get into our top 4 tomorrow, which is going to be huge. But you know what? My discussion stands with who is the MVP of the day for you. Nameless, I'm starting with you, man.
I got to go with my boy Shotzzy, man. You guys all remember the infamous clip of me, you know, kind of saying, Shotzzy, is he a boom or bust? And I called him a bust. Well, guess what? I know not to poke the bear now. This guy, he is absolutely fantastic. I mean, you look at him in his progression throughout last year, right? He started off not too great, became the best player in the game. Towards the middle and the end of the game, he was dominating. And in this game, he's having that same natural progression. I mean, throughout this series, he was phenomenal, leading the way for his team with a 1.15 KD overall throughout. And the second player there had a 1.0. So he was basically going off for the squad through the entire match. So Shotzzy for me is absolutely the MVP. He's just so elusive on the map. He has that fantastic movement. He can get out of any situation, and he's also a fantastic playmaker. So looking at Shotzzy to continue to do big things.
For me, my MVP of the day is 100% Scump, man, the king, bro. He had an unbelievable performance today versus the Surge. It all started when they dropped that map number 1. And that search and destroy, it's basically Scump's play, man. Him and Formal, they were holding it down both on offense and defense. And then that control, when those crucial moments were happening, Scump and Envoy were making those plays, flanking through kitchen, hitting the full flank around laundry. They were just those playmakers today for OpTic, and he really stepped up huge, winning a lot of engagements overall throughout the map. And I know he's been getting a lot of flack. He's been putting them on himself, saying that he hasn't been performing, but today he was on point.
Well, you know what? I'm not actually supposed to be giving my MVP, but I'm going to give one anyway. Stud, you're my MVP today, man. You have been absolutely grinding all day long.
Thank you.
Here on the broadcast, and you're now doing the post segment. We love you, man. Great quality as always. But I tell you what, let's take a look right now at the bracket to see exactly where our teams have been coming from, what they've got coming up next, because boy, our brackets have been flipped upside down a little bit, but I feel like today did kind of bring some things together, especially when it came to the winners bracket as well. But as you can see, winners finals, FaZe versus Empire, a big match, and actually it's a rematch from the last major that we saw. And then elimination round 4, this is also a big one, and I just want to point out, this morning we did discuss the fact that Thieves could be gunning and in a really nice position for top 4, and boy, are they in a great position versus Ultra. I think they're going to do it too, man, based on the way that they played New York Subliners. I don't see that it's honestly a far-fetched stretch there. I think Thieves really could turn this around and take Ultra for a run for their money, to be perfectly honest. But I need to talk about who needs to be the MVP for their team tomorrow. Nameless, who have you got, man?
I'm going to go with Envoy. This is a guy who is regarded as one of the most intellectual players in the game, a player who can go off and put up big numbers. And for me, he's been a little bit lackluster at times. In their last series, I mean, he had a .79 throughout it, and in the respawns, he wasn't doing too much. We saw Dashy and Scump have some big games, but I want to see Envoy come out and be that guy, right? Like, be the super slayer on the map, the young generational talent that he's supposed to be. He's going up against Standy and Attach. These guys have been frying throughout respawns. You saw today in respawn, they were unbelievable. So I'm looking at Envoy to have a big one tomorrow versus Røkkr to flip the series on its axis.
Yeah, my MVP for tomorrow has to be Shotzzy. Like last time, he's going up against Atlanta FaZe, so the Tiny Terrors are going to be with their hands full on that side. And the last time these guys played at that Major 1, Shotzzy didn't have the series that he wanted to have in that series. It was Huke that was really carrying the load there, but the way that he played today, man, he had 30 kills and basically 2 different respawns. The S&D, he was whipping out the sub, whipping out the Krig, and just doing it all. So he needs to bring that tomorrow versus Atlanta if they want to have a chance.
I feel you, man. Well, do you know what? The flip side of Nameless here, I'm definitely going to be choosing Standy for my MVP. He needs to step up. You know, I think he was the game changer when it came to that OpTic defeat that Minnesota Røkkr had. He came straight on board. It was his debut. He performed so well and has been ever since. I think he's the X factor for that team, especially coming up in this rematch. He needs to step up once again and see what he can do with the rest of the boys. But I tell you what though, guys, we do have our schedule for tomorrow for you guys to tell you what's coming your way. Presented by the US Army, of course, we do have 3 games lined up. Thieves take on Ultra for that top 4 spot. So do OpTic and Røkkr. And then we have FaZe and Empire closing out our day. These are 3 bangers, people. Come on, I won't lie to you. I'd never lie to you. They absolutely are. They're going to be absolutely insane. Gents, thank you so much for joining me once again on the desk. It's lovely to break everything down with you guys. And I'll see you bright and early tomorrow. But I tell you what, YouTube folks, thank you so much for kicking back with us today, relaxing, watching some of the best Call of Duty we have in the world. And we're going to bring some more of that tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. See you at the same time, the same place. And good night.